Okay, Jimmy, I'm ready.
Yeah, that works.
You'll do the introductions, right?
Every time I
Jimmy?
do the files, I'll just like point to them and dump them
Just
anyway.
checking if the video is fine.
Just gonna pull up their decks here so I can.
Is everything good, right?
Ready? Can we start?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wait, you can't start yet. Hold on.
Oh, we can't start. Okay, sorry.
I'll
I
tell you.
I saw you muted. Yeah, that's weird.
Okay.
We kunnen ze gewoon zo laten starten en introduceren ze tijdens het spelen, right?
Yeah, are you ready, Nando?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, you can go ahead and start.
Good luck, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so hey guys, I'm here with Nando today. I have a different partner every stream, I guess.
Hello.
Each
Nando. Today we're looking
I'm
at the fan favorite Finns
One.
playing Goblin Slayer against Brandon on Konosuba.
Okay.
So,
Drop 10.
what are your thoughts going into this matchup, Nando? You're the resident Konosuba player.
Fucking right.
But you're going to be the resident Konosuba player, Jimmy.
All right, I will be the resident Konosuba player in the
swimsuit?
future.
I think usually Goblin Slayer could be a pretty tough matchup for Konosuba. Kind of depends if they run the torch event that pulls up a character. But Vince is playing a pretty different list. He's playing the standby shop list. So I'm not really sure how these two will face off.
Penalty.
I kind of think this standby list is cool.
Do you mind
It is a
showing me
really
the
cool
wiggle room?
list.
I didn't quite see the other cards besides the drops.
Oh yeah, sure. There you go.
Brandon is a little
Yeah,
blurry,
okay,
huh?
all good.
It's because he left Europe. Outside Europe, you have even worse internet, I guess.
Okay, so let's see.
Direct?
Mm-hmm.
3?
I think that's
That's
the swimsuit
3-5.
Megaman.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
swimsuit Megaman.
Pass.
Okay. So that card is pretty good against Goblin Slayer.
It's a,
Since
This 2-1 Mega Man.
since he gets over the chaser. And I don't think Goblin Slayer really has a way to contest that. Unless they run like power pumps.
yeah, I can confirm this pixel in the middle is
A1, clock
swimsuit
one.
Megaman.
Yep.
And the pixel on the left is Milford Union. Pick a character. The Resonate one.
Yep.
I'll pull it up so you guys can see.
I remember someone saying the worse the screen looks, the worse the deck state is, right?
Brandon's all out, Nando. Brandon's all out. Vince completely
Say one,
fine.
two, three.
Brandon's all out. I wonder if we
one,
can
three,
fix
two.
this. I'll try to talk to Brandon after game 1 to see if we can do anything about this. It seems to be an internet thing.
Yep.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay.
that's all
well,
the Sims.
That's 3
Yeah.
swimsuit Megamins, if
okay.
I'm correct.
Vince helped us out by asking if they're all swimsuit Megamins.
Yeah.
So front.
Right, I have
So
to put
3?
down their volumes a little bit.
1, 2,
Forgot to
3,
do that.
6.
Sticks to 3. But yeah, so this allows Brandon to be pretty aggressive without losing a lane to the Goblin Slayer chaser.
Kind of hope Brandon's internet will get better because it should not be a webcam issue, but
Yeah, no, it definitely looked better before we started the stream.
yeah.
But yeah, it happens.
Vince canceling with the shot trigger. Don't really wanna. Should I ask him to reconnect? It's really fuzzy. I'll just go in and ask him to reconnect. So give me a second. Hey, Brandon.
Yeah.
Could you reconnect to Discord?
Oh, sure thing.
Because you're fighting with a lot of pixels here.
Yeah.
There's like pixel side attacking and stuff. Is better.
We can try a region change otherwise.
I think it got like slightly better. I can actually see that they're swimsuit Megamins now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just I guess.
I can vaguely tell what it is.
It's better than it was a second ago.
Yeah, it's definitely better than what it is.
How do I change regions?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that.
Oh, we're gonna kick. Oh, wow! Quality! Wow!
Okay, yeah, so we're on the Russia server now.
I love Russia. I love Russian servers.
Middle ground.
Okay, so let's just let them continue before you get
Okay,
worse,
you
right?
can continue now. Thanks, guys.
Resolve drop search.
Sure thing.
Okay, so we went in and Brandon's side souls are revealed to be indeed swimsuit Megaman. So we're not lying. We're not lying here.
Yeah, okay. So what happened? He cancelled 2 attacks, from what I remember, and now he's playing the drop search.
Let's see if I can pull up card. This one. Yeah. So you can pay 1, drop 1, and can search an order character, which I think is basically everything in the deck. Yeah, I think it's basically everything in the deck.
Yeah.
Search any character. Wow, Ian is in the chat. Great video, goddammit.
1, 2.
Yeah, so he's taking the level 1 bomb that allows him to rearrange his top deck to try and get a standby trigger off. At least I assume that's his game plan.
You mentioned before going into this game that you think Konosuba will win both the level 0 game, which is what we're kind of seeing right now, and the level 1 game.
They're all 3-5 at the moment, right?
Right?
Yeah, so if he got the swimsuit out, as he did, like, here...
oh wow, he's still bombs.
Yeah, so if you look at Vince's level 1 lineup, his whole lineup is there to try and get a standby off.
Well, now he triggered 1. Good player. But wait, are these bombs big enough to reverse the swimsuits? Without dying? They're not, right?
No, they shouldn't be.
So...
That's smaller, right?
Yes.
But this is fine for Vince, right? It doesn't leave a reverse for the level 1 union.
Yeah, I guess, but next turn, I'm not sure how he's gonna remove any of the unions if Brandon decides to play 1.
I'll just trigger.
Well, I guess he is the level 2 in
He
back.
triggers the shot.
2 sticks.
Was that the shot? Was that a climax that he triggered?
Yeah, I believe that was the shot trigger.
Yeah.
Oh no, Nando, Vince's deck state's getting worse.
Yeah.
This theory actually works. The worse the stream quality, the worse the deck state is.
But yeah, so this turn we can see, like, he just ends up clearing his board while trying to remove as much as possible from Brandon's side. Okay,
Wow.
so he whiffs both of those, which is pretty nice for Vince.
Mill the Climax. Which is kind of good, maybe? Because he's not going to get a lighter saber combo this turn. There's no reverses. Maybe he kind of wanted to mill the Climax even. Well, he would have liked to keep the swimsuit.
You might have wanted to kept it in deck, but
Run, but it has no power. And
Yeah.
I
Right.
don't think it matters much.
Depends on whether he's gonna use ambush in this turn to check.
But yeah, so it's not like Vince doesn't have outs against the Bunny Union, as you said before. Like the other level 1, he gains power on attack when something else attacks, I think. And he still has copies of the bomb left, either in his deck or hand, or he can access them with his salvage brainstorm.
Right, the yellow one gets 1500 for if another order character attacks, so it hits 6-5.
Yeah, which is just about enough.
Yeah, Vince's bottom 2 triggers or bottom 2 stock is 2 climaxes, we think.
Yeah, standby and a shot.
We're pretty sure the second one is shots here, so
Yeah,
that's pretty yikes for Vince because Brandon's like triple direct attacking now.
Yeah, but it seemed like he opted. He could have put the shot in winning room, but it seems like he preferred the damage to push damage there instead of keeping his stock clean. But I'm guessing since he triggered the standby on first attack, he might just want to spend all his stock next turn anyway.
You know what would be funny if we got DMC8 for these K-pop cards? I don't think that's possible, but that would be funny.
I mean, I don't think it's possible because you can barely see their K-pop cards.
Alright. Thank God.
Let's see.
Brendan's actually doing us a favor by pixelating them.
Yeah, we can't get DMCA'd if the bot can't tell anything what anything is.
So,
Direct for
Brandon's just
Six.
direct attacking. Oh, that's a swing for
ooh, it's
4.
swing for 4.
3, 4.
Oh, he takes it. So,
Go ahead.
this might not be that bad for Vince, since he is running a standby deck.
And that's a 3.
Oh, wow.
What if this stream quality deck state thing really is true, Nando?
It seems like it is, huh?
Brandon's stream is pretty good now. And his compression's also pretty good now, I think. There's only 2 or 3 in his waiting room.
So,
He triggered the stock soul though, so yeah.
I honestly wasn't expecting Vince to eat that much. His deck state seems, he's either really compressed now or his deck state was worse than we thought before.
Well, he was at least 5 out, but if
I
he had
clocked.
3 in deck, it was somewhat likely he would cancel at least one of those big swings, I guess. But maybe he's unlucky, or maybe he was holding a climax.
But yeah, Finn's being forced to crash into the swimsuits allowed Brandon to field like a really weak board without
just dropped
really
the wind,
being
right?
punished.
I
He
mean, a shot.
He
sorry.
dropped a shot, yeah.
So he dropped a shot, but there's still 2 climaxes in stock. Maybe he had that shot in his hand all along. That's why he took so much damage.
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1, like this.
Oh, he might have, yeah, since he only had red at level 1, so he wasn't able to slam it, for example, to push more.
So there's some level 2s that Finns could play. There's the this one, but this one he's not likely to play. This is the
This at the bottom.
anti-level suicider, stock suicider.
How big are they now? What is
But-
your board? Starting from the level.
You can
3
play the
onwards?
big 2/2 Encore
So it's
body.
3, 5.
Yeah, we could see him play that since both of his stock are climaxes right now, which would bait him out cleanly.
10k is pretty big. Does Goblin Slayer run any backups?
He runs a 3-5 backup, I think.
I'll just
Oh.
Oh no, it's the level 2 2500 the top checks for order character.
Oh, it's kind of like the Leaf counter.
Yeah, pretty much exact copy.
There's only 1 counter then. Okay. But 10k is pretty big. Brandon pretty much needs to early play to get over those. Because the 2/1 calling for teacher Megumin actually can't reverse though. Because it only gets power against level 3s.
Okay, so he decides to brainstorm. Guessing
Well, maybe this could be Brandon's out. The early play Aqua.
no, yeah, Brendan has some outs against the 2/2s. Like the early play Aqua for sure.
None of them.
But I don't think at this point Brandon minds sandbagging a bit since he's ahead.
At the moment.
Right. He's not ahead for long, Nando. These 10ks are 2 soul bodies, don't forget.
This
Well,
is
you
2K,
only-
right?
Oh, he might even
Yeah, 2K.
have one of his characters survive since the Goblin Slayer is weak. Okay, so he swaps it up. But
Standby.
Oh.
that one isn't much stronger either.
Ah, he can do this.
Yeah, so he
And now he
dies
can
here.
pay out the last stock, the
Yeah.
last climax in stock with the ability of the brainstorm.
Mhm.
I'll pull up the brainstorm here. You can pay 1 to stand the character,
Front.
which is useful because he's playing standby and it combos on the standby. So he can immediately attack with the character he standbys out, which you can see here.
1 reverse mill.
Kind of mills the damage away. That's good for him.
Front.
Yep.
So-
Equal 2K for 2.
Sure thing.
Yeah, it's a mandatory mill, right? On the switch.
Yeah,
I
the
think.
mill is mandatory.
So,
The rest is optional.
Yeah, that's the counter in your clock.
So it's a
Yes,
bit
it is.
fortunate for him that he didn't mill
That's
away a
fine.
climax. This way, he
Mm,
can.
We're not even sure how much Brandon has in waiting room, right?
I
There's
think
not
that's
that
what it's
many,
gonna
so
be
I
video.
think there should be a couple in deck
All
still.
good.
I think there's only around
Um,
4 in Brandon's waiting room right now.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, but he did trigger.
And he
Uh,
triggered a
three
stock
pressures
soul,
in
yeah.
there, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Should be in there. I just.
But his
got it.
deck looks like it's under 10 cards right now.
Okay.
so they're just checking Vince's
All good.
waiting room before refresh.
Oh damn, Finn says the fancy shuffling mechanics, man. I like it. I like it.
3. So 1, 2, 3.
2, 1, 3, please.
2, 1.
But yeah, anyway, having only 1/2/2 means Brandon could contest easily with a single Aqua and
There's
one of the Megamin 2/1s.
Oh no. Brandon's stream got worse. Must be his
Yeah.
last climax.
Oh, Finn's triggering.
Oh no, it's a lie.
Finn's triggering the standby with an empty waiting room kind of sucks.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate for Vince
I
there.
have exactly 5 hand at the moment.
I remember how much pain that is from playing standby. Especially when you're level 2, like this is the kind of time where you want to
Yeah.
hit those standbys, but he's no target.
Yep.
Oh, Random Mills
Okay.
is presumably last climax from deck.
Okay, he only has one target.
Oh right, you can't take the aquas with that, right?
No, he can't.
Cool.
Ooh.
So
Yep.
stand, draw. Is there anything else to check?
So
How many climax are you refreshing?
wouldn't even.
1, 2, 3, 4,
4,
5,
5,
6.
6.
Yeah, 6 climax.
And then,
Oh, it's refreshing 6.
and then
Yeah, so he has one stuck in stock and one in hand.
I think
how
I
many
saw
hours do
4
you have?
sabers in his waiting room. So I guess the last climax in his hand is stock soul then. Maybe I miscounted.
Yeah,
Yep.
Also checking his room, I only saw 1 or 2 early play Aquas going in. So you might see the 2/1 Megamin and the Aqua come down this
Oh.
turn.
Because he does run 4 of the early play aquas.
Yeah, and only 1 copy of the Megamin 2/1.
I can check. Yeah, there's only one of the Mega Man 2-1.
Yeah, like the Aqua's more noticeable than the 2/1, and I think I only saw 1 Aqua.
1, 3, 2.
So if he gets that setup off, he has a really good turn against Vince here.
Yeah.
And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he actually has it.
To Yun to the clock from the refresh damage.
No
Which
block.
is fine. Doesn't need that card anymore. He has 2 in the back row. And I don't think Goblin Slayer has any way of
Resonate?
getting rid of those.
Okay, he starts resonating.
Oh, that's a lot of swimsuits. Wow, he has 2 pair.
You know, he almost got his exact board
He's 2
from
pair. You win, Brandon.
he milled like the exact board he had before,
That's kind of
which
cool.
is pretty insane.
What will he do next? I think he might want to pay out the stock, but he if he plays the early play, he's gonna pay it out anyway. But he needs the full board to be able to
Yeah,
play the aqua, so we'll have to see what he feels here.
but him thinking this long means he might not have the perfect out against the board. Another resonate, okay.
Wow. There's
Ah,
the 2-1 Mega Man.
Yeah, but she's a bit late, so he can't field that and Aqua anymore unless he like
Well, he
does some
can, right?
overplay. No, only if he does weird
Oh,
overplays.
right, because he needs the early play condition too. There's aqua that he can't. Oh, he can take actually.
Yeah, he can take it.
He can take it with the Union. He
Goes for the
takes
drop surge
drop
instead.
surge, though.
So this, yeah.
It probably means he already has aqua in it. And then he's saying, okay, I can't field both the 2-1 and the early play, right? So I don't need the 2-1.
Yeah, I guess.
So it's just filling up the board, and then the early player card comes out. Plays out the stock soul, and nicely healed the stock.
The dwarf's just 10k, right?
But that does mean that this 2-2 lives in the middle, even though it's only 8k right now.
It's only 8k, but yeah, the Union can't reach at all
Right.
since she's 4k
Yeah,
right now.
Oh right, because the
Yeah, 2k.
the aqua takes away the 2k power condition.
Ah,
From the
he
Bunny
could-
Union.
He could have played around this at
Right,
least.
yeah. For some reason, I haven't had yet 4. That's my bad. Oh,
Right. You should have fielded the Bunny Gore Union on side, right?
Yeah, but maybe he didn't notice.
You're 11.
Or maybe, wait, what is the power on the Goblin Slayer? He might not even have
I think it's 3-5. Or
Okay.
3 or 3-5.
I can't really tell how many cards Vince has in hand.
4-1.
1. Cancel.
Wow. Vince always cancels with standbys.
Well, exactly what you want to do.
I'll take level
but he's level 3 now. Maybe he wants to get the shots now. Alright, we haven't talked about what the Vince's final climax combo is, the level 3 one.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the dwarf, which is part of it.
Yeah, so there's like a there's a lizard priest that's on play heal one, and when you play the climax, it spawns the dwarf. And then the dwarf on play is draw to ditch one. And on attack, you can pay 4. It's just pay 4, right? Yeah, pay 4. And then you mill 5, and then you burn 1 for every card that has
Every
a trigger
card.
on it.
Yeah.
Burn 1 and then you burn
90
1 X amount of times.
Yeah, only gets power during my turn.
Which is a really scary finisher. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if in this matchup, since the dwarf has such a high stock cost, we might see Brandon just hoarding the stock roll event.
Right.
Especially since in his game against Matt, he never managed to get it in hand.
Post-traumatic stress disorder, huh?
But like that event at least shuts down the second copy of the dwarf.
I think Vince is planning to tie here with the Aqua.
You said 3 in waiting room, right?
No, I'm thinking, like, looking at his level 1,
Yeah,
he might try to find the standby.
Oh, he can stand by in back row and then it's 10k.
Yeah.
Oh, that's swag.
And like both of the level 1s help with
Oh, this deck
triggering
is so
standby.
cool. But unfortunately, there's no standby.
No, but he still has the lizard.
Yeah, he still has 1 more attack to trigger it. But he's 2 out.
Yeah, sure. But it's still pretty cool to see him try.
Let's go.
So he
Let's go.
pays for the
this
double trigger.
triggers, right? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's still a big swing though. Cancels. Would have been pretty impressive to see that happen.
That would be pretty cool. But even in this worst case, he ties the Aqua, so it's not all that terrible. And he could choose to encore the 2-2.
I will not encore it.
But he does not.
Mm,
It has character encore.
yeah, but to keep in mind, he still has the Goblin Slayer that he can put up front to mitigate damage.
Yeah, right.
Which helped him out last turn.
Just wondering if he did character encore it, if Brandon would have another early play Aqua as an out. He just won in damage. I think he milled over 1 earlier, and then 1 just died. So the last one, we're not sure where it is.
Yep.
So he has 1 in clock, 1 died, 1 milled before. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he had the other one in hand too. But if it's in deck, then it's not really that hard for him to get it.
I'll actually resonate again.
Okay.
Resonate once more. Popping on a Bunny Guardian, maybe he has a Light of Saber.
Take Union.
Wait, he doesn't even need the Aqua in this case, right?
Well, not now, but in case Vince would have.
Yeah, in case he would have Encore, yeah.
In this case, you can just field Bunny Girl Unions if he has them and then combo. That'll be pretty good for him. That would be pretty nutty. He's a little low in stock, but if he gets 1 or 2 combos off, he's right back.
Depending on the deck state, he might rather just stock soul.
Yep.
There's a Bunny Girl. Pull up the Bunny Girl Union.
Yep.
Climax combo.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so he doesn't go for the Climax combo.
So yeah, if he reverses the Vince's level 1, which he will, basically, like 100%, it doesn't reach for backup. So he's gonna get the on-reverse blind stock and maybe get a card from this deck as well.
So let's see if he hits. He doesn't.
It's not, but he gets a card from that anyways.
Is it 5?
So he's out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does the wait?
Is that just 3 climaxes? Yeah.
Okay, so the center center Megumin doesn't crash.
How many cards in deck?
I wouldn't be surprised if Vince opts not to reverse it, just to keep
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19.
just to keep clean damage on top. Because I think he counted 8 in total with the 2 on board.
Mm-hmm.
Let me check again. That's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sorry about this decision.
No, all good. All good.
Wait, now I'm counting a lot less than before, Otta. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I'll front at 3k. Trigger gate.
Would you not want
Take
to?
3 team magnet.
Yep.
Wait. Okay. Would you not want to reverse it so he refreshes with the?
Take.
Oh, but then you allow him to mill.
Like, yeah,
You
so
allow him to mill. Okay,
there's
fair.
7 climaxes known. Depending on where the last one is.
Sorry, let me think about
Oh,
it.
yeah, sure. Yeah, no
Yeah,
worries.
Vince saying he's
Yeah,
not
okay.
thinking about it.
3K.
So this makes
Yeah,
sense.
3k.
Card in left in deck.
So not reversing the Megaman here doesn't allow Brandon to mill through his deck. And it seems pretty likely that Brandon is just all out at this point.
Yeah, sure thing.
Like he has 1 max, and that's at least 4 clean in there, I think.
I think Vince just decided not to reverse the
Alright.
Megaman like you said.
The 3.
So keeping that possibly clean damage on top.
Wow, he hits him to 3-5 though.
But he's 3-5. He doesn't have much time.
Dice.
Does Goblin Slayer heal down well? I don't think they heal down well. Right?
The level 3 that spawns the dwarf heals back.
Yeah, but the rest doesn't, right?
The rest doesn't, no.
So he could heal like twice.
Hit 3.
Oh, hit 3 on the brainstorm.
Wow.
Not
That's
sure
really-
if that's what he wanted to do here.
I mean, that's really an unfortunate amount of damage to take when you still have that many climax in deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much hand he needs to salvage the situation. It doesn't even look like he can grab healers with this.
Yeah. Counting his stock out. Oh. No.
Oh, sorry.
I think he was considering the free fresh there.
Still is.
So considering the free fresh here.
Like, his level 3 finisher does mill, but if there's even a small chance Brandon has the event, he just completely shuts that down. And if Vince is already 6 out, and probably has 1 in hand, then that's a scary amount of deck to...
Right, because if he wants to play a level 3, whether it be the spawner or the dwarf itself, he's going down to 3 stock. And then he needs to attack with something else first. Because it costs on attack pay 4.
Yeah, so he could still side attack into the 0.
Yeah, he could side attack into the 0 and then he can get his effect off, I guess.
But it's still something to be wary about.
If he chooses the wrong attack order, it's possible he doesn't get to
Play this
burn.
first.
And
But-
then he will most likely die.
No effect.
Yeah,
Or
I
mill
still-
and burn.
I still think he might not opt to... Oh, he does play it though.
He overplays. Or did he overplay?
He did overplay.
Wants to resolve.
He's overplaying this card because it has a
It has
mill
the good,
effect.
mill 2 good stock effects.
Which probably makes sense to do here for him, since he's probably healthy on hand side after hitting the brainstorm for 3. So he'd rather have some stock. Also, if he hits this stock, then all of that siding stuff we mentioned earlier doesn't apply anymore, because he can attack with the dwarf first.
That's true, but
This effect.
Does he hit though?
he does.
Nice.
But
He's a healer though.
I'm assuming he still wants to play something from hand, right? Because being at 3-6 against
This is basically do or die for him, right?
being at 3-6 against Konosuba with clock shoot options.
Okay, so now he played the Musashi, but now he has to be careful about his attack order.
How big are your characters at the moment?
And
How big is Yun Yun? Yun Yun is
I'll
6.
pull up the Musashi.
6K,
So if
2K, 3K.
the damage dealt
Yep,
by
and how
this
big am I
archer is
for?
cancelled, You can mill one and
1,
deal
2,
X. X being that
3,
card's level
4,
that he milled
5,
plus 1.
6.
But if we assume he's siding here to respect the counter,
He would need to side twice.
yeah, he needs to side twice, and he loses the damage on this Musashi,
I
possibly
think-
like reducing the efficiency of it.
I think he might have just fronted with hoping Brandon doesn't have it.
Anything else you want to check?
That was a good Musashi
How many
hit
of
for
the
him.
event?
Yeah, it was.
2, 3 event.
1.
So Brandon did have a Climax left in his deck, but because of this attack order, he gets the burn with Musashi and he got the 3 off of it, which is pretty good.
Oh wait, the card in the center isn't a Musashi, it's a runner. Didn't notice.
And then refresh
Another one on the side is the Musashi.
Yeah, okay. I thought he had 2
should
Musashis.
be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Brandon 3 fishing with 7.
So he did not side, right? Or did he? I thought I heard front. But...
I think he fronted. Not respecting the. Maybe I'm not sure if he asked on account of the stock troll events. We can see there's one in clock. Maybe he already had a count on them and he knew Brandon
1, 2,
doesn't have
3.
it, or he doesn't respect Brandon having it,
2, 1, 3.
I mean,
So
or he's thinking, well, if you have it, I
level
lose.
11.
Well, it's not necessarily true, so I'm not sure what happened.
this could be. Oh no, he sided.
He did side.
That makes a lot more sense.
Oh, that's good for him then. He got the cancel even though he sided,
Yeah.
and then burned more.
Oh, he's shuffling back
Oh,
triggers.
shuffling back for the soul. Oh, baby, he's
No, he
shuffling
shuffles
back.
back for the burns.
And the soul.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I get it.
it's to hit the burns on the dwarf.
Oh, that's a nice little combo there. So the level 0 archer
4, 3, 2,
on
1.
attack gets to shuffle 2 characters back from waiting room into deck, and it gets 1 soul doing it. So now the middle character is siding for 3, and he also is adding hits for his level 3 dwarf.
Oh, he hits the 4.
And
I think his
he
might be
hits
game.
6. So here we see Vince's scary finisher.
Wow.
So he guaranteed
Like,
those 2
really
hits.
started liking from here
Nice
on.
shuffling.
Yeah.
Wow, he just turned this around completely by hitting the Musashi burn and the 4.
Actually, ideally, he doesn't hit anything anymore, right? Because 2's lethal.
And it's the
Why not?
as well.
Every
Oh.
burn extra is better, right?
Oh, wait, because it burn. I keep forgetting that it's burn X times 1 instead of burn 1 times X.
I think he wants to hit 5.
So yeah, he can't hit 5 anymore, but he could hit 4. Because he had a miss in his deck before refreshing. Vince is a rock star. What a god play. Vince has many fans today.
Must be nice to have a large fan base. Eh?
Nando,
Yes,
where's your fan base?
What? I don't need one.
Poor Nando.
They're all coming here for you, Jimmy.
Guys, can you please sign up for Nando's fan
No,
club?
no.
Nando needs fans too.
Just go to Jimmy's fan club. He's the future world champ.
In 2030, guys. I promise.
He would have been in 2020. But
Yeah, but 2020 got cancelled. Oh, it's another.
oh, this is looking really
Trigger?
rough. And that's game.
Oh, wow! Okay, so he actually finished Brandon from there.
Yeah, that's like the downside of having a weak board. Like, you allow the option to play around.
Wow.
But I have to say that Swing for 4 did a lot of work.
Shuffle back and trigger and stick.
It was pretty
Oh,
awkward, like, looking
damn.
at some of those turns.
Mm.
So,
to be honest, I thought you were
I'm
going to
s-
2-1. Like,
Suddenly the quality, like last time the quality decreased of the stream, but it seems better now. I mean,
Yeah.
should we like,
I think now Vince's quality is actually worse than Brandon.
early playing and then paying
should we try changing regions again?
Oh, no, I don't want to break it.
Okay, we can keep it.
But it's getting really fuzzy now.
yeah, I guess
Vince's
it's
deck
used
stayed
that
really
last
bad even though there's no
Either way,
cards
it was
that left
really
yet.
awkward for you. Like, there were some turns that, yeah, kind of unfortunate.
Is there a server that would be
Otherwise as well.
Better for both of
I
them?
was like, yes.
I mean, you'd think Russia would be
And then the
better.
last one was,
Oh, I think Vince is
like,
clearing up
yikes,
again.
did not
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Maybe,
It kind of
maybe not.
Be like that sometimes.
it kind of depends on the amount of cards he has on board, I think.
Depends on the way he shuffles, Nando. The more Climax in his opening hand, the worse the stream quality is gonna be. Although, are we losing Brandon too? His are fuzzy, Nando.
Yeah, I'll try something.
Nando, let's go somewhere else. Where are we going?
We're back in Europe.
Yes,
We're back in
not
Europe?
back to-
Oh!
no,
Okay.
Mm,
Vince looked
No.
good for a second, now it's worse.
Okay, it might not be a server issue then. Like, he did mention that his internet at home was worse than his phone, right?
Right.
odds are even.
But it's visible, I guess.
Nando, bring us back to Russia.
Yeah, before they start.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so
Um,
I think
Going-
Russia's doing it.
going into game 2, I think Brendan might have noticed how important it is to set up like some unsidable lanes.
Yeah, he basically gave Vince free reign of, hey, you can silence this level 0 if you want.
sure. So it is me going first, right?
Yeah, like the level 1s didn't help either, but
Just make sure.
other than hitting 3 first, Brendan doesn't really have the option of playing many level 3s since the aqua early
Oh.
play condition is a bit awkward
Which one?
to do that.
Is that the counter or is that
But
that's
having
okay.
like the 2-1 Megamin survive in that turn might help.
Hmm.
So drop it then?
Yep.
You would have liked to see him grab an extra early play aqua in that game. I think he passed on one with the
Yeah,
Union Mill 4.
okay, so he's starting out strong again. The swimsuit Megamin is really good against this matchup.
It's a battleship swimsuit Mega Man. On top of the top loader. Oh, Vince clocking a brainstorm. Huh. Wonder if that means he has 2 or something else.
effect reveal?
Okay, so
Playing the free fresh to top check. This
Yeah,
is
so-
actually an out
Yeah.
because he hit the character. It
Yeah.
gets to buff 2k and it can buff itself, but it's still not strong enough.
still not enough.
I thought maybe he had something to follow that up, but doesn't.
I don't think Vince has other buffing cards.
Ah, I see an elbow cuff in the chat. Might want to update the score. So yeah, that's true. Vince is up 1 game now. That's $30.
No come and play.
That's $30. Goblin Slayer can't win against that. No, it's only the swimsuit Mega Man's only 18 now.
Oh.
Oh,
Hits
um,
3 cards of the Resident 3 climaxes.
Brandon's stream quality about to go to 1
mean-
pixel.
So in other matchups where they can like have 8 climaxes they can slam for a soul, this might be really bad, but since Vince runs standby,
For one.
he might not get punished if Vince opts to play the standby anytime soon.
Right.
Like he needs to have a shot to punish this at least.
Because playing the standby doesn't give you more damage, just the character. Vince cancels for the standby though.
But having a shot here would be pretty good.
Goes to 06. Can clock to get himself to level 1 if he wants to.
So one of the awkward things I noticed is Vince can color lock himself a bit at level 1.
Right, now he has to make a decision whether he wants yellow or red.
Yeah.
He's exactly level 1.
Yes.
To level yellow.
So
Yellow
this-
would give him option to play the level 1
Oh,
yellow
changes his mind.
one. Oh. Call the Kun police. Call the Kun police. I can already hear Kun saying in my head, no take backs.
I'm not sure if he saw the card after clocking. I think he didn't.
So Akatsuki is 2k, right?
I think
Yeah.
I don't think he did.
Like he was about to draw and then change his mind just before, so I'd assume he didn't. And
See
Brandon,
that-
being a nice guy, lets him take it back.
If he did see something, chat's about to be very angry, so we'll see.
I don't think he could see it.
He has to level that red one because he has 2 level 1 red cards.
Yeah, so
Mills 2 there on the priestess.
we've seen some examples of people playing cards with the wrong color.
Doesn't get the stock. Oh, also hit the red climax, so he really needed to at
Yeah.
the end. Oh, that's pretty scary board though. He gets this 2 soul beater now.
That's a really good board.
Yeah, cancel.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Brandon's
Mill?
deck was stacked.
Milling damage. That's good for him.
Brandon actually had just a lot of Climax on top.
Well, this level 1 isn't strong enough to contest this swimsuit Mega Man, is it?
Well, so we're seeing it crash again, I think.
It's crashing.
Well, it's
into-
another standby though.
Oh, that's good. Does he have more level 2s? That's not
Doesn't
level 2.
look like it.
That's no. But he gets a plus.
Yeah, you stand by the level 1 lizard.
Yeah, it's a good attacker at least.
Perfect. No one.
If Brandon plays something like, wow, did he milk Climax?
Yeah, he did.
Brandon plays something like the Bunny Go Union,
But yeah, like I said, since Vince was forced to play the standby here, either because it's only Climax or because he leveled red,
Yeah, it's fine.
he doesn't get to punish Brandon's board.
yeah. Did he side
Or
at level
just-
0? I think he sided at the level 0, not allowing Brandon to mill for. Oh,
Uh,
I guess not.
Brandon was still in the process of leveling, so it's okay.
Top four.
So he will mill for. Oh my. Oh my. Almost missed there. And mill 2 climaxes.
Stand row.
I think Brandon wants to get out of this deck as soon as he can.
It's not really that tough of a situation, depending on if he can get another resonator.
He's only 1-1 right now.
Like,
And this is one of Konosuba's strengths. They get to mill 4 in main phase and basically always plus on it.
yeah, and I think we saw him grab another on def Megamin that mills 4.
So I'll pull up the Ambush Union. It resonates with the level 3 Mega Man, which is on board now, conveniently. And if he does, you can pay 1 star.
Oh, it's
up
not
for-
a resonator, dude.
And add an adventure or magic character, which is basically everything. Which one did he take? The Bunny Girl?
He took the bunny girl, so yeah.
Oh, he has
which is
another
great.
resonator. That's good.
I mean, that's probably the only reason you don't take.
Oh, he can even take the Aqua if he wants.
Mm,
Just right?
Yeah, the
And
Aqua's
then he
also.
can then he can crash it into the level 2 and mill even more.
Let's see. The Suicider is 2-5, right? On
take this.
Vince's side. Yeah, okay. So taking the Aqua here seems fine.
You can crash it, possibly make some stock, and mill through to his next deck. Although, if he mills too hard, it's a little unfortunate that he's not gonna get a lot of clock compression. Because he's only 1-1 at the moment.
Well, let's see what he does.
Bunny Girl, there's the Aqua not crashing.
Okay, so he
Okay,
wants to
so
crash that.
You can crash that one instead. Okay.
I would actually maybe opt to swap them around though.
You want
But-
to guarantee crash the Aqua?
Yeah, but like as you said, he's not really. He could like take at least one hit in that deck to compress more, but
Mhm.
maybe he doesn't want to do that.
Well, crashing the Mega Man gives him a bit more control over how many cards he wants to mill, I guess.
Well, this kind of indicates he wants to mill them all, right?
Yeah, I guess. We'll see.
Which is fine,
Which
I
is
guess.
not a lot of cards.
But I think he could have like crashed the Aqua here.
Because he double hit on the Bunny Go Union, he's not actually
And front.
left with that many cards in deck. So maybe this was not necessary.
Like
Wow.
I think
It's taking
Going-
everything. Going to
I think
two.
the Megamin on def is stronger when you're resolving it going into your turn.
Yeah. So maybe. But if he did crash the Aqua here, he would have
Yeah,
not refreshed with his Climax.
That's true, but
in this situation.
it really did depend on if he hit the Union, I guess.
Let's decide to drop an
Okay.
extra Mega Man. Gets a drop Surge. That's not a bad hit. Seeing as he only could mill one.
Do you mind if
if you wanted to refresh with the Climax.
8.
all in? Okay. All good.
Yeah.
And how many? of them
Brandon's
trigger?
actually brought his deck state to
That's what-
pretty decent again. Again, he doesn't have clock compression, but at least he refreshed all 8 Climaxes.
2.
Okay. I mean, I guess then this was better. It's hard to tell how much deck he had, but I think if he wasn't that close to refresh, crashing the Aqua might have been better. But this worked out, so
So now actually the situation has turned around to Brandon being ahead of level. But
yeah,
we've seen him be ahead in the last game. That doesn't necessarily mean the game's over.
I think we've seen like almost the exact same state. Finn's hitting one, but I'm not sure what he's planning on grabbing here. There's not really a lot he could grab. Yeah, other than his level 3s at this point.
Salvage my tool.
Since there's not much that actually improves his board.
That's wrong.
Okay, opting not to take it.
I'll salvage a drop switch.
So that takes a drop search again. But Field's a level 1 lizard? Yeah. Okay, so Finn's playing the shot, but
Just 1 5.
a bit too late since Brandon managed to go through his whole deck.
Now Brandon already ran out of that deck state. But who knows?
Oh, swings for 4.
Who knows? You could still eat this. His compression's not
It's not-
bizarrely good.
It's not that great.
It's like 8 in around 35 maybe. So there's 10 cards on board, 11 cards with the Aqua. And then plus his hand.
Yeah, so what's really nice about the board Vince has, by the way, is with the double trigger you can actually get through his whole deck if he needs to.
Oh. Interesting.
This is 4 damage, right?
You think it's
Cancel.
you think it's a weird decision to front here first?
On reverse, mill 2.
Oh,
No effect.
not if you're a genius.
I
Direct.
don't think it really mattered.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Maybe he was scared of overswinging because he knew you would do the double trigger.
Cancel on 4.
Wow, cancel on 4.
Wow.
But he could have paid out a climax had he triggered one with the 2-2. If he attacked with the 2-2 first.
No, but he had a climax that he paid out.
Oh, okay. That's
So
why
he was
okay.
going to attack with a lizard anyway.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank God I have Nando here. Let's
Can I
trigger
do
the
it? Can I ask
standby
you
here.
rolling?
He could choose to standby it in front row.
If I
Oh
trigger
wait, he
check
doesn't have
this,
many good targets once again, huh?
Is this still
Uh,
when I stand by on top of this? Do I resolve this effect before this?
He's no the what's
I'm
it
not
called?
really sure. This is where
The drop search was on back row, and I'm assuming he's gonna stand by over that
Should I ask?
with the level 3. And I know he has level 3s.
Are they asking about how this standby should resolve?
Can
Oh,
you
they're
check?
calling me.
Just check.
Yeah, let me just get what I want to stand by.
Wait, I need to put your volumes back up to hear you. What's
Hello?
the problem?
So I triggered. Yeah, I have a question. So I triggered check standby. Is this still in the resolution zone when I call something? When I call a character out? So I want to know whether this is already in stock before I resolve this effect, or whether I resolve this effect before this actually goes into stock.
Oh ja, het gaat naar stok.
Because you know when I resolve, I trigger it,
Yeah?
and it goes into the resolution zone. Do I, for the standby to resolve, does it go into my stock first, or do I call out the character?
I believe
Before
it
this
goes
goes
to
to stock.
stock.
No,
Wait,
no.
No?
Het blijft op
Isn't it like you
board.
fully resolve
Wait,
standby?
let me,
Yeah,
I'll join
like
in.
do I resolve
Set the
standby
standby
before
before
this
I'm
this
not
goes
an
to stock,
official judge
and
for
then
this
If I step
tournament,
over
though.
it, then I will resolve this, and this could go to stock before my standby.
Yo, guys, I'm not an official judge for this tournament, but the trigger should go stay in resolution zone, you resolve it. The effect
Resolve
of
is
the
right.
priestess primes, but you don't resolve it until you finish the whole trigger. So it'll go to stock before you can resolve the priestess. If
Okay,
that makes sense. I think that's what
That's
you
all
wanted
good,
to ask, right?
Yeah. As long as we all have the same ruling, then that's fine. I just wanted to make sure before I go ahead. Yep.
Yeah.
Then I'll stand by this.
Stand by dwarf in over that.
And then
you resolve those, and then I take damage.
Yep. So
Okay.
level
I'll
3.
mute myself.
Go to stock. And then I triggered standby, so that's for 4. Yep.
Cancel too.
Yep. Pass.
Okay, I couldn't understand the question fully, but I'm
Okay,
glad I
stand
have Nando
and draw.
once again. I thought the
Yeah, no.
I thought either way the standby would go to stock before the priestess resolved. That's what I was trying to say, but I had Nando. So
Yeah, there's no effects going in between effects in this game.
Right. But what I was trying to say is that the standby goes to stock. But Nando saved me, so it's fine.
Resonance.
Yep. Wow, that's a lot of aquas.
I'll take an aqua.
This is off of the resonator, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
off the back row resonate. Oh, I need to lower their volumes again. 40. It's a bit awkward. I have to unfull screen my Discord to lower their volumes. Discord, if you're listening, please implement the functionality where I can lower their volumes without having to leave full screen. Thank you. I'm sure there's a lot of Discord developers in the chat right now.
I'm sure of it.
At least 5. Double resonates.
Wait a second.
Wait, did he just take 2 early play aquas?
I'm not sure. I lost one of the screens. 1 sec. Okay, it's back for me.
Pretty sure he took aqua on the first one. Now he takes the early play aqua. Maybe he doesn't want to make the same mistake as last game where he doesn't have a second early play aqua.
Yeah, but it seems kind of early to.
It's PTSD, Nando.
Yeah.
Oh no, my volume seems to be lower now. Oh no.
Jimmy, what did we say about touching things?
Oh no, I shouldn't have touched things, but wait. No. I think my volume is fine though. It goes slightly up.
The thing I wanted to know is just went into damage, so.
Output. Can you hear me fine, Nando? Does it sound different to you?
No, you're the same for me. Okay.
Duke trying to bait me into breaking the entire stream by touching more things. Nice bait. Nice bait.
Yeah, so I'm not exactly sure what happened because of all the distraction. Seems like he double crashed the Megamines, hit at least 2 damage.
Yeah. I think 1 was cancelled. Oh wait. Yeah, he hit 2 damage. Very interesting how he's crashing all these things though. Does he not have bunny girls? I guess he doesn't have a combo. That's what we can deduce from this, because he would have done it if he had it. Maybe he was fishing for the bunny go unions with those resonates, but you just didn't find them.
He might also just not have the Climax.
There's a door trigger.
That's actually pretty good to trigger.
No, it's not. Brandon's version is really bad. Look at the stream quality, Nando.
Looks good to me.
I think there's about 5 out, including that door he just triggered, maybe 6 out.
Yeah, but his deck is pretty low, and he has
a small deck, so
he has double Megamin to go through his deck if he wants to. The opts not to, so his deck is pretty okay, right?
Wait, Thinking. Oh,
He's encoring.
Encores. Not milling though, so I guess Nando's right. And Brandon's deck state's pretty good.
So one of the nice things about Suicide is if you go overhand, you can just aggressively encore it, yeah. Since you're losing a card from hand either way, and this leaves like another body to soak up damage.
I guess I should keep note of this as future Konosuba world champion.
If this card is still being played by set 3.
Right. At least I have this card.
I guess it's still similar with if you ever happen to crash like the early play with Encore.
Oh. It's dropping some cards, but they're still on the table, so I guess it's fine. Do. Maybe changing his search. Back here. Which priestess is this?
3K.
It's this one. So the drop search. Did you just drop search into drop search?
It seems like it.
Huh. You'll never run out of drop searches.
Okay, my feed is back up.
Wisely choosing the correct order of abilities triggering on the priestess here. Searching first and then scrying.
Okay, so being at the standby, but trigger.
Shot. Oh,
What?
that's the best shot trigger I've ever seen.
I mean, is it though? How many is he with?
He's gonna stick. He's gonna stick damage.
So he has 6 in waiting room, at least 1 in stock.
Vince hit him.
That's a pretty good deck.
Vince hit him.
That's a pretty good deck size for Vince to hit damage in.
Vince hit him. 3 standby. Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, Brandon's too good. Brandon really wants to go to game 3.
Brandon actually staying at level 1 here.
Yeah. But oh, that's so beautiful. He can not clock and then stay, and then compress with his clock.
I mean, I think he would have preferred like.
Although the milling is a bit awkward then.
I think he would have preferred to be on 1 card. No, yeah, 1/5 or like stay 1/6 with 1 card left in deck.
Right. Because now he has to find some way of milling the last card.
But
he wants to compress.
I mean, he has ways.
Oh, this is good for him, I guess. He gets to pay out the door too.
Yeah.
So now he's refreshing 8. I think.
Should be.
Yeah.
Like his hand was loaded, but it makes it a bit more awkward to play the early play Aquas from hand, since they now cost 2 stock fully, since he doesn't heal to stock. And that's like it's only out against the 2/2s.
Right. Konosuba Riki win.
I mean, he could technically play another Resonator Union to grab a card from deck for the price of 1 cost, but I don't think that's really worth it.
Probably not.
Okay.
Might also opt to just not heal, right?
Yeah, it's just slightly awkward if he intended on double contesting, since you mentioned he actually took 2 early plays.
Yeah.
So this forces him to either pay 4 stock to double contest that, or like spend another turn just swinging randomly and crashing into it.
I think he'll probably choose the middle way and then just field 1 Aqua this turn. But
I mean, it was awkward either way to field 2, but he had so much hand that you could have actually just overplayed something to field 2.
Mm-hmm.
But he might be less inclined to do that now.
It's level 1 bomb. Does he end with the Aqua? Thinking about it.
The thing is, the Aqua still gets contested by the backup. Oh, except the backup is in his clock, I think. It's really hard to tell.
Let's see, what's the backup look like? This backup. Yeah, that's the backup. That's the backup on the 3rd damage.
Okay.
But he's not playing the Aqua. Huh.
He could have gotten some value out of it since the backup is gone, but...
Did you play the Aqua here?
I
I think I would have played at least one Aqua, assuming I have 2 of them.
Like, you get a pretty low value Aqua since you don't get to heal.
Mm.
You pay full stock, and the Goblin Slayer still has Hand on Core, so you're not really getting rid of it, right?
Right, but I think Brandon is the one ahead in resources this game. He just doesn't. Well, Vince has like 5 million stock, huh?
Like, the best thing about the Aqua would be the fact that he doesn't leave the side attack options or direct spots.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother.
So Brandon letting the swimsuit die, but I'm not sure. I'm guessing he just wants him to overswing.
Huh. But we'll see if Vince can go for another one of those explosive finishers.
Like, in terms of his finisher and like the counter, Vince can still completely play around it because he has 2 direct lanes.
Yeah.
So
It's a brainstorm.
So the downside of the swimsuit not being able, not allowing Brandon to play events doesn't really matter that much. He might have just wanted to soak up damage here.
Gonna free fresh probably, right? It's a lot of stock and he's out 4 already. Might as well do it.
Finn's considering it, but I'm not sure if he's taking it yet.
Counting out the stock. Maybe considering to both do the dwarf finisher and free fresh this turn.
I'm thinking he might feel pressure to get a stronger finisher turn off, like double dwarf, because Brandon is in such a lead and still pretty compressed.
Gets a free fresh.
But he gets the free fresh after all.
Yeah, he's refreshing. Oh, paying out stock too. That's good.
Well, yeah, he had to in
his deck state's really bad actually.
The counter's in there, right? Yeah, that's fine.
But
Just expand
that's now all fixed.
Yeah, no worries.
But yeah, Vince seems to be in a pretty tough spot after that free fresh.
Now we're not sure how many Vinces in deck, but I think he's 7 or 8. There's at least 6. And then whatever was still in his deck.
I'm not really sure if Vince can do such an explosive finisher type turn like he did last game.
Doesn't feel like it, right?
Like, I'm pretty sure Brandon will not die from this point at least. So he has to stall another turn.
And then if he stalls another turn, there's a chance he just dies.
Yep.
Oh. That's the reveal top from the priestess.
He does have the drop search still, right? That might put the climax on bottleneck if he wants to,
Right.
or shuffle it. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some kind of overplay here.
On the listen. There's a trigger on that card. On the listen.
I'm not sure if that trigger is gonna help him.
He can mill it with the dwarf.
Oh no, okay, so
But he does drop search. Makes a sensible play.
yeah, so this allows him to shuffle back the climax.
Shaking my head, you just shuffled away your damage.
I mean, he can still shuffle it back and then confirm a trigger, right? So it's not completely lost, Jimmy. But this
More damage, but my damage, Nando.
this definitely seems like the better play than what you said, Jimmy.
Nando, I love damage. I'm not here to provide the best line. I'm here to provide damage.
Jimmy's a big fan of triggering standby. Doesn't matter if there's nothing in ring.
I love triggering standby. No, it wasn't about triggering standby, but it was about milling the card with the dwarf. There's a trigger on it.
I mean, if he intended on doing the dwarf, but it doesn't really seem like it, right?
Nando, listen.
Like I
can't
said,
finish him if he's dead.
I think Vince is trying to stall out another turn.
But yeah, I think
So
this is the better line.
what did he end up taking? That's the priestess that goes to stock, right?
You mean the thing that's on board now that he's taking?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he saw.
that's
2 times here.
That's the mill 2. If you mill a level 2 or higher, it goes to stock.
Yeah.
If Fins, if Brandon hits 3, it's bye-bye Fins. Nah, not necessarily.
3.
But
I mean, if Brandon hits 3 here.
1, 2, 3.
Mr. Goblin, I don't feel so good. Now we'll top check. Didn't choose to bottom it.
He keeps it on top, so it might actually be a trigger, Jimmy. He still did it.
Okay. Good
Or
play.
did he bottom it? I'm confused since you said he bottomed it.
Player. No, I think he topped it.
Okay. Yeah, so he's not going for a finishing turn here. There's like no way he would have finished Brandon with only 1 dwarf.
Yeah. You guys and your sane lines. That's boring, Nando. Nando, he would have sniped his climax. Not that one. Not that one though.
This seems really rough for Vince.
Yeah, I think this is by far the better line for Vince, but if he doesn't stick a lot of damage, then Brandon can just heal back with the aqua.
Yeah, he's stuck almost nothing. Like
wait, was that all the attacks already? Oh,
yeah,
that was all the attacks already.
Brandon
Oh.
canceled that.
Oh, okay. So now Brandon's gonna heal back to 2-1 and still not really be in lethal range. And gets to build some more stock. Oh, he clocks it. Well, that one goes to stock anyways, but
we might see an overplay for the double aqua here. Because Brandon might be worried about him trying to side attack again.
Yeah.
So double aqua would prevent that. We could also see the 2-1 in, since I think he grabbed that like at the start of the game and never put it down.
That's the first early play. Drops a card probably to heal. Now the question is, do we see the overplay for the second one? Resonates first to pay out the stock. Mills 2 climax.
Wow.
Mills 3 climaxes.
This is the second time he did that.
At least he has that nuisance Mega Man on board, so he could mill the rest of his deck if he wants to.
So we might, if he actually does play a second aqua, just to prevent side attacks, which isn't necessarily the right thing to do. But if he did, he could just overplay the Mega Man.
Yeah, to mill, right?
Okay.
It's the aqua, so he definitely has the option to play a second one now. Brandon checking where he ends up if he mills. Or where he should stop. I think Brandon's all out. I think Brandon's all out because he put those 3 cards on the bottom, which signify the 3 attacks, I guess. The 3
sorry,
stock.
I needed to cough for a bit. I was muted. What did Brandon end up doing? He resonated the second time?
Yeah, he resonated again.
What did he take?
It's a 10-10-2.
Not sure actually. I was looking at the deck.
Because I think I saw. Yeah, okay. I wanted to say I think I saw a second early play aqua. He actually ended up doing it.
He keeps the option to crash into this priestess on the side.
Yeah, he does.
Well, Brandon was relatively compressed, and then he milled 3 climaxes with the resonate.
Cancel.
Oh, cancel on 3. Vince applying to join Team Europe. So we set Aqua for 2.
But yeah, this still pretty strong on the Brandon side.
So Brandon was keeping up this option to mill in case he triggered this climax, which is actually what happened. So now he can. I guess he only had 1 left in his deck. Well, we'll see by the whether he decides to mill or not.
Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he's all out.
He's all out, so he'll mill the rest.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah. Also,
no, if he was all out, I think he definitely would have overplayed when he played the aqua down.
Right, because he had the option to mill immediately in his main phase. get the guaranteed mill, I guess. Oh,
Yes.
wouldn't really matter since he would get the crash anyways.
Yeah, but if he was all out, he could have left another body on stage.
Okay.
That's like the only difference.
But I think Brandon's pretty safe in this game now.
Yeah.
He's what's this? 7 stock. 4 on board means 11.
Like
3 in level and club 14. I think he has about 5 hand after salvaging or 6. So he's refreshing like 7 and 30.
even if he's forced to use the event here, like to prevent double dwarf, he's still in a really good spot.
Why the clock though? Maybe he didn't want to run too low on hand. And he already knew he was gonna play 2 early play aquas and ditch twice for it, but
Yeah, I'm not
he
sure.
didn't need the clock and could have healed down to 2-1 or
No,
to
but
0.
if he did not clock, he would be a 3-hand right now since he had a card from clock and a card from triggering door.
Hmm.
And I guess he did not want to risk staying at 3-hand. Since he wasn't really likely to hit that last
Yeah, sure.
to hit that last climax.
So now we're back in Vince's do or die world. But last time it was do or die, he did it, Nando.
Last time he did it.
Last time he did it. Will he do it this time?
I think this time.
This time it's a little harder. Doesn't get some free sides. I think Brandon had slightly more damage last time.
If he actually opts for a finishing turn, he can still succeed with 1 dwarf.
He's playing
As
2
in-
healers. So he's back to 3-2.
5, yeah.
Oh, not a do or die turn. Just swinging.
Sticks to 2.
Probably realizing he's unlikely to finish Brandon. From this deck state specifically.
Yeah, but it's still really scary. Like, even if Vince is compressed, Konosuba just had tools to mess with his compression.
Shot trigger.
So,
Does he have to damage off of the shot trigger? Is this a side? What?
Yeah. He does not want Brandon to level up.
Tricky. Even though there's 1 in clock.
Yeah, I mean,
but he can still play this slow maybe.
if Brandon really wanted to get to level 3, he could like clock, play over one of his back rows with the runner, if he runs it, and then salvage it off of the runner. But then Brandon might not actually feel the need to go to level 3. He encored his Aqua. Oh, okay, so we might see a Tri-Field early play. No, I'll go for the drop surge.
Oh. The early play is pretty tempting though, right?
Okay.
I thought so, Brandon.
Uh,
Yeah, I thought so.
Yep.
both players are really nice to each other, letting them take back stuff.
Put angry Kun emotes in the chat.
No, I think even Kun would allow it. I mean, technically, he didn't even grab the card yet. It was just in a separate pile.
Yeah, it wasn't that big of a deal. He didn't let it touch his hand or anything. So now Brandon is 3 aquas. This is not something you usually see.
Cancels the 2.
It's almost out of lethal range, but Brandon can still trigger.
Front. We trade in the middle, right?
Oh, no.
11k.
You're still bigger. I'm about 10k here.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm not sure on the power on the 2-2.
Almost thought.
Okay. Trigger for lethal, Brandon. Oh my. Brandon.
Sticking the 2 here
Why
is
does,
also
why does
insane.
nobody ever listen to me, Nando?
Because you're muted in chat, Jimmy. They can't even hear you.
You should have heard my voice all the way from the UK, Nando.
But yeah, this means Vince can't clock for the climax if he doesn't have it already.
Yeah, that's still pretty good.
The dwarf does draw on play. And on no, summon doesn't matter because then he already has the climax. Yeah.
So Brandon's 2-4. I think he is still decent compressed. He didn't trigger anything.
I think Vince just revealed the climax with the top check. I'm not sure.
Vince counting the amount of cards in his deck. But this is really the do or die turn. Oh, but there's the issue, right? No, if he mills 5 with the dwarf, he might deck himself and then die to refresh.
If he doesn't have a healer, yeah.
Oh my! Wait, what? Well, he can spawn. He can spawn another dwarf. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, but
that mills him even more, right?
Yeah, or he might not opt to draw and only discard. Oh, he has to discard though. Yeah, okay, he did.
Wow, okay, so since the draw on the dwarf is optional, he chose not to draw anything and just discard because the discard part is mandatory. But
wait, is he opting to?
He's burning, right? He's milling.
Yeah, he declared a side attack here, so he might try to finish with only burns.
Does he have to mill all 5? No, he mills up to 5. Okay. So he's really carefully counting his cards here.
That's like too clean.
But he's missing. Oh, is that a hit? Yeah, that's a hit. He can mill all the way on this one, right? But he can't really use the second one for much.
I mean, if he wanted to use the second one,
he probably just doesn't use the second one at this point. Wow!
Holy shit!
Vince sniper.
But he side attacked here.
Did he?
I think he declared a side attack. Yeah, it's a side for 1.
But why though? Because even if Brandon has a sock counter, right? Oh wait, no.
Can I ask a judge again?
Wait.
Oh, he wants to ask something.
What's the question? Oh no, here we go again. I have to up their volume again. My pain.
If I resolve my burn with at 3/6, do I resolve the burn before I take a refresh?
I believe you do.
He's asking.
Okay, give 1 second.
If it's the same as Musashi, it should be. That's. I just want to double check before I make my play.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure the. Wait, I'll discuss this with Jimmy first, just in case.
Okay.
Okay. Jimmy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the effect of the dwarf resolves fully.
Yeah, so he does
for the meantime,
burn, right?
How many climax are you waiting for?
He does burn for everything, and then afterwards only takes the refresh damage.
3,
Right.
4, 5.
Yeah.
But in that case, yeah, he can't win with it, right?
Yeah, but you should answer them since you're the judge.
Okay.
So like all these like fringe stuff. Yeah.
Basic question is whether you can mill with the dwarf, right? Before taking refresh
And
damage?
then do I resolve the burn before I refresh?
Yeah, you do resolve the burn before you refresh.
Okay, correct. Okay,
You
all good. I
should.
just wanted to check that.
Okay.
Yep. All good. So I'll side this again. Side. For 1, standby.
It's kind of weird though, since
I'll stand by over my witch. And
every time this happens, I have to fix my stream out.
So for 1.
I don't think he actually has reach, right? Even if he sides.
I'm crying. Hold on. I'm too busy crying, Nando.
Well, it doesn't really matter anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Vince just also said it doesn't really matter anymore.
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah, I'll just go.
Sure thing.
Yeah, Vince decided to scoop here. So we do go to game 3. No do or die turn this time for Vince. Well, there was a turn, but he didn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting, but I don't think there was a reason. I don't think he...
Wolf is like so scary.
He might not have noticed that the attack wouldn't go through afterwards.
Right.
Oh my god, I'm such an idiot. I completely miscounted that final turn. I'm so dumb.
I'm saying he miscounted.
Anyways, because I realized there's no way I can win that turn.
Maybe he thought like the counter instantly stock trolled or something.
That was my only out if I wanted to win that turn.
For what it's worth, I would have, peaceful closure, but it
Yeah.
gives you like 2 actual attacks rather than.
I think the players are discussing that last turn as well.
One go in stock and then you paid it out.
I'm fixing my
That
stream
one-sided
layout.
deck, and I was like,
I know I touched
yeah, I'm pretty sure
something,
he-
Ah, Jimmy.
but it's fine. Should have it fixed right now.
I'm gonna take a real quick bathroom break, Jimmy. Be right back.
Sure.
This is like every single one of these has gone to game 4.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's so taxing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't you get tired? Like you would. I'm
Yeah.
sure you get tired by the third game. Yeah, it would be pretty taxing.
Imagine carrying a tournament like this into one day as well.
Yeah.
Alright, this is all I can do.
That's pretty true. I mean, so far you didn't do too bad. Like I saw your game. Like I think I missed your game before Matt, but the one I missed the one before that. But I saw your game with Matt. I think that one also went for quite a while as well.
Yeah.
I just wanted.
Seeing that actually. Oh, sorry.
I just wanted to say Nando went to take a bathroom break, so if you wanna, you
Okay.
can also. Left me. It's betrayal.
Yeah, my first game wasn't streamed, but it was actually pretty damn quick.
Oh, was it?
Despite
But
being
it's-
3
it's-
games, it was
But it's still
really
with the 3
quick.
games. Oh, I see.
Yeah. It's like game 2 I was like 3-0 before I even refreshed.
Who are you versing?
Carmen.
Oh, comment. Ah, I see.
Nando playing Maple Story with Kun. Oh no, how did you know?
Okay, I'm back, Jimmy.
Everyone. Dick saying you left to play Maple Story with Kun. Because Kun also left yesterday.
No, you're right.
Well, I don't play Maple Story.
One,
Man.
two, three.
I'll go 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Yep. Then dice roll. Even.
You're dice
Only
rolling
get
now?
one. No.
Okay.
I think Vince called Eve. Oh, whatever. It looks like Brandon won the die roll.
Again?
Yeah, I think he said even, then Brandon rolled it at 5.
Yeah, I'll also go bathroom. Be quick.
He's
Yeah, sure.
rolling for a pet. Oh, right. If you guys have questions you would like to ask the players, you can type them in chat. Yesterday we had some nice meme questions. Maybe it would be nice to have some actual questions, but I do love memes as well, so it's up to you.
Jimmy's expecting too much from chat.
Yeah, it's fine.
Jimmy, they can't do your work for you. They can only meme.
I think Vince is taking a quick bathroom break as well. What's the best Konosuba waifu? Oh no.
Um,
And back. Are we ready? Oh, we're still waiting for that.
I haven't heard anything from commentators yet, no.
so Jimmy, what do you think is going to happen in Game 3?
There are a lot of people that play Weiss, so
I would say,
different Japanese games as well, 'cause you mentioned
judging from these games, I think
Oh,
you're
yeah,
right.
that was
And
basically
Brandon
just
has a
like
slightly
rule of
favorite
within the
matchup,
Weiss community. There's still
but
10 or 15
he's been
people.
having pretty smooth games in the first and second game, even though he lost the first
Yeah,
one.
Weiss is pretty much like the only
So that means he's gonna break in Game 3 and Vince will win.
I think that's a pretty good
Yeah, I mean, in Game 1, he definitely,
I don't know if you've,
well, not misplayed, but he was forced to play a pretty weak board, or vulnerable board, I guess, which allowed Vince to close out the game without him being able to respond, right? And you could definitely see that Game 2, he wisened up to that and
Hmm.
tried to play as many early plays as he could. But both of those games, he had like an insane lead early, and
Yeah.
I'm wondering how he would have approached the situation if he did not have that lead.
Yeah.
Maybe we can ask Brandon
Yeah,
about
like
his
1 or
thoughts
2
going
cross-play at locals, I
into
think.
game 2 from game 1.
Right.
Wow.
Because it did seem like he played a little more carefully around
Is the
that
player base
late
in
game
the UK, like,
situation,
widespread, or is it kind of
or
like
mid to late game,
centralized?
choosing to field multiple aquas.
It's kind of widespread. It's like
Oh really? Oh, that's really good.
it's like basically widespread across the country, but there's a lot of weight in like.
Are they waiting for
there's a big
us,
player base in
or?
London and surrounding areas? There's a big player base in Birmingham.
Yeah.
But then as soon as you hit like
I'll,
too far down south,
I'll
there's, like,
step
no
in
one with
after they
base,
finish
no
their
one's
nice
like-
chat. I think they're actually waiting for us.
I assume so.
Yeah, it could be, huh?
I mean, that's really good though. Like you kind of have like your own like cultivating meta.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
It's really cool.
We can actually like argue whenever people play post Decklists and get criticism. We can argue, UK
Hello, friendos. You're free to start on those return.
Ready? Okay.
Cool. Best of luck.
And they were actually waiting for me. Oh, might be.
Nah, I said you were back on break, but I never told them you returned from break. So,
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna ditch 5.
Well, such nice guys.
They could have just started, but Jimmy doesn't want to commentate alone.
No, I need Nando's expertise here.
That's
They're gonna ask scary questions to the judge.
My 2 level 1s and then my
Okay.
lizard ends that way.
Sweet.
Is that?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Dropped 2 of his level 1s, but you know he's a standby deck. He could trigger standby level 0.
I'm wondering if that's the play.
Nando, listen.
Uh,
I'm the standby expert here, Nando.
Yep.
Gonna trigger standby level 0.
Wait, he dropped the standby from hand, right?
Yeah, so I'm not sure what that part was about, but
Well, he doesn't have the greatest standby targets I want, right? Like most decks
yeah, TK.
run something they could stand by at 0, like if they high roll. And I don't think Vince really cares about that.
no, Vince, you should have triggered standby. It's fine, Vince. Don't worry about it.
Racing room.
So I'm guessing, I'm not sure if his deck actually does keep a standby at all, since it only actually becomes live.
Level 1?
Yeah, but he did have the Goblin Slayer 2/2. So knowing that, he might have kept one.
He found the out to this Goblin Slayer Chaser, but that means he can't field anything else. That's weaker because else Prince just runs in front of it, right?
Yeah, I guess. Like the Chaser, when your opponent does have outs, but not like full board outs, the Chaser slows down the game a lot. So unless Brandon has like multiple swimsuits, we might actually just see a single or double attack here.
Well, Brandon doesn't even need to Rick, he already has it. What would you take here?
I think he might go for the on-death Megamin, the Chiri.
The one that mills 4 on that, possibly.
Guess he goes for the runner.
Brandon is not Nando. Who's right? Who knows?
I mean,
Play this.
depending on his hand, the runners could be fine.
It's a pretty slow level 0 game. It's,
Yeah.
3 turns of just fielding one character, but it's pretty much the only way Brandon guaranteed to get rid of this Chaser unless he had multiple swimsuits.
Yeah, so usually you'd see Konosuba just go ham if they could, like field multiples, maybe even slam the Stocksaw. But since he didn't have multiple outs, the Chaser actually slowed it down, and I think that might be in Vince's favor since he usually just gets pushed a lot.
Is that a foil swimsuit Mega Man?
It might be. It's really hard to tell, honestly, on stream.
So that's why it was 30. I think that one's even 40.
Cancel.
Brandon has a big baller deck. That's why he's canceling, see?
Okay, so now we might see like a full 3 attack turn from Brandon.
There's been 4 turns where there's only one character. in the
Because,
front row.
yeah, but Brandon definitely has the zeros to play them this time.
Yeah. This one he can definitely get over.
Well, actually, he took the runner, so the runner doesn't actually contest Vince's runner.
I guess he's gonna take the early play Aqua here. The rest isn't really.
He,
Unless he wants to attack with the ambush engine, but
like, I mean, that's a valid option if he doesn't have other stuff to attack with.
can the Konosuba player stop canceling?
I mean, canceling is part of the Konosuba deck, right? Okay.
That's pretty nice.
Okay, so he already had a Chiri, or maybe he drew it. But taking the runner then makes more sense, since it actually gives direct access to his waiting room.
Why is ENTCG never getting DMC8 with all the American guys?
I mean, isn't DMCA an American thing? SMH.
EU's better than NA confirmed.
Yeah, sure thing. Direct for 2.
Well, cancels with another standby.
For 2.
Yeah,
He doesn't want to cancel with all those standbys.
This is a common thread in Vince's games, I think, canceling with the standbys.
And front.
I need to talk about. I need to talk to Vince about this.
Oh.
Oh no, I need to talk to Vince about this after this game.
I mean, I think if you actually go back to all of his stream games, you can see a common
Oh yeah, I need to discard.
Vince,
common situation where he has like 3 or 4 standbys in waiting room.
Vince, my guy, you're not supposed to cancel with all of them. You have to trigger them or play them. Place a drop search out.
Taking the stalker.
Hmm.
But the
It's a
fact
bit-
that he... Sorry?
It seems a bit weak, but I guess there's no real other options.
1, 2, 3.
I mean, he's level 1. I
Could
think
have played
he
the level 1 bomb, right? Or something.
can still play that. No, but he took one with the brainstorm last.
Oh right, okay.
Unless he clocked it there. I'm not sure what is in his clock right now.
2, 3, 3.
I think that's actually one of the bombs in clock.
No, that's the level 3.
Oh no, these look like it.
Um,
9.
so not much going on yet. Okay. I think he's like deciding to keep a shot or a trigger on top deck.
Will we see it?
No, he's just milling.
Counter Tri-Field from Vince? Probably, right? Okay, so there's the bomb. He's gonna crash his... Oh, he's gonna crash his level 0 so he doesn't give up but then go in reverse, I guess.
Let's see.
But he's still giving up one. He's still giving up a reverse either way.
He's giving up 2 reverses like this.
Yeah.
But I think that's fine.
At least on the level 1 he gets the counter reverse, right?
Yeah, I think like the
Unless-
situations where he was forced to crash into the swimsuit just gave Brandon such a huge damage lead because all of those open spots. I think he might just
I sided in middle.
yeah. I think now that they're kind of equal in damage, Vince just wants to keep it at this. So he's contemplating his triggers right now, right? Yeah. Okay, so he triggers,
Yeah, sure.
cancels.
No effect.
Brandon opting not to use the effect, I assume because he's either low on valid targets or his hand is like really good. Yeah, we can definitely see that the game has slowed down a lot compared to the other two.
Yeah. I think it's slow.
Yep. Drop Climax.
It's worthy of a third game, right?
Grab a
Yeah, but I'm not really sure in whose favor a slower game is actually.
Do you think
Like-
it's in Vince's favor because
Um,
his finisher's so explosive?
Resonate.
not necessarily, since it allows Konosuba to set up
Wow, okay.
insane compression.
Brandon
Well-
here paying a stock to refresh with that Climax, basically.
Hmm.
Right? Because I think he only checked top 1, it was a Climax.
2.
Hmm. I'm not sure how many you refreshed now. But I guess that's fine. Like, he decompresses one but adds a climax as well.
Mhm.
So in turn, that compresses him even more. And like, Vince has a pretty weak board, so Brandon isn't forced to play like strong units either.
Well, we did see him have a bunny going in, yeah.
Yeah, but he might not have the climax. I'm not sure how many he refreshed. Okay. Oh. Okay.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good if he has the door.
I mean, you only
Pretty
make
sure he has the door. I'm pretty sure he has the door, Nando.
Oh,
He does have the door.
this looks like a pretty good turn on Brandon's side. Though I don't think Vince is out
Ooh,
more than 4, right?
still hits 3. No.
Ooh, it sticks.
Although, did he trigger a shot earlier? Oh, keeps. Oh, he's not keeping triggering. He's adding the early play.
Oh, he's forced to add it, I think.
Well, at least he has the early play aqua now. Not a bad thing. Oh, that's a bad thing. I
It's,
guess the runner.
I wonder if I think he might opt to just side attack into the level 1 here to try and hit the clock to go into his next deck.
To hit exactly 1.
Yeah, because looking at Vince's hand, it seems pretty.
Pretty compressed.
No, his hand. Yeah, he had a lot of hands, so it might be worth it to side attack here. Like it denies the direct lane and it gives you the chance to decompress Vince even more. But wait, does that mean that Vince's deck might be 4 climaxes on bottom if Brandon manages to stick 1?
Not like this, Nando.
Side.
Okay. Brandon does side to side here. We'll see.
Did he side?
Yeah, he sided.
Ooh.
Oh! Gets the clock refresh.
I'm honestly wondering how many climaxes Vince has in hand.
Where are the shot triggers?
If that's 4 shots on bottom deck, that's like really unfortunate.
He's gonna mill. There's 1 shot.
There's 1.
So at least 1 is in hand or something?
He might have more than that. We're not sure. We just assumed he had 4 in decks since he didn't play any climaxes. And he also didn't trigger, I think.
Wow, okay. That's pretty awkward for Vince if he now goes into his turn and then draws into at least 1 wind.
I'm honestly wondering if that's 2 there. It might not be.
Well, they must be in bad spots, right? They're in either hand, stock, or deck. Neither of those you really want them to be in. Maybe stock would be okay, but it's not.
So he's refreshing 5 here.
He has
Hit
wind on
4.
bottom.
Is the counter waiting as well?
So the last 2 are in hand then, I guess? Which means he drew 1. He had 1 and he drew 1 off of the top there. That's pretty rough. Like, it looked really good for Vince. It seemed like he just ate an unfortunate amount of damage there. So, do remember that this is a salvage brainstorm. So his options will be limited by whatever he can grab off of or hit off of the brainstorm right now. Oh, those are pretty good cards. Okay, so you grab the level 1. You place the Priest's drop search, which has been doing a lot of work for Vince these past 2 games as well. Grabs another stalker. So you might actually see Vince having to forfeit board again.
Hmm.
Yep. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, please.
Like, other than the level 1 Suicider, he does not have cards that actually contest. Unless he has a lizard in hand, I guess.
Put it to bottom.
Okay, so with this he clears his board and contests the Penny Unions. But once again, the swimsuit is staying alive.
Swimsuit Mega Man Infinite Plussing. Swimsuit Mega Man is broken, Nando. Guess I need to buy some swimsuit Mega Mans now.
Might as well, right?
Want to buy Konosuba deck, by the way.
Okay, so sticking to Jimmy's using this game as his
This is my personal advertising platform now.
want to buy post. Triggers a brainstorm, right? I couldn't see since it was pixelated.
I think the other one was the level 1. The same he has on board. The one he's attacking with.
So he's looking at his triggers again.
Oh, Mills a wind? Oh, triggers a standby.
So
It's a level 3, right?
you revealed both the shot and the standby.
Yeah, but he milled the shot and he triggered the standby.
So it's kind of awkward to hit it at this point since depending on...
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay, he goes for the scry.
That's 3, right?
Oh, that's a pretty cool card. We haven't seen that on board yet, I think.
No, I think this is the first time.
So it's a level 3 front 2k assist, and it's a scry when you don't cancel damage. That's pretty cool.
If he was expecting to get that off, it would have actually been interesting to reposition his brainstorms so that he would actually be able to reverse the swimsuit.
Yeah.
That's something like you have to keep in mind before, I guess.
These super high level standby mechanics.
Yeah.
Easy predict. Top the door that he triggered. Oh, it takes the brainstorm right away. Sorry, it takes the drop search right away.
Yeah, like...
He doesn't seem to want to mill that much. So I guess his deck state's pretty good.
Like, what would you do here as Brendan? Like, you kind of want to heal back down, maybe? But not overextend too much?
He kind of wants to feel the early play Aqua and then the swing, right?
Yeah. But I think you kind of want to keep Vince at level 2, maybe?
Aqua.
Because having the swimsuit on board just indicates to Vince that Brandon isn't able to play. Oh, he goes double early. Yeah, okay, so this is like the same tactic we saw last game, which could potentially prevent Vince from getting off his burns if he hits level 3.
Gonna be like, this worked last game. Let's do it again, I guess.
I'm not sure if it was actually necessary this game, since Vince is only at 4 stock. So there's like no real way for him to play around the event unless he double sides again.
Note that Vince has no anti-changes in his deck, so Brandon is just free to swing with these in any order. And just front with whatever.
Yeah. I think he might also be pretty hard. Okay. Canceling with the standbys again. But yeah, I think it might be really hard for Vince to contest this at this point. Like, one of his stock suiciders is that not one? I'm not sure. Is that oh no, that's the lizard. Never mind.
So he has to play a 2/2 basically, right?
He has to play a 2/2 or a 2/1, but that would cost him all of his resources pretty much. Could the Lizard Priest reach maybe with the assist? It's 5/5 base. It only gets up to 8/5, I think.
Yeah, it only gets up to 8/5 with 2 attack triggers. And the Aqua's 9k, so that's a little awkward for him.
So his only outs are the level 2s.
Nando, listen. You can just trigger another stamp by, get another back row assist.
Oh no. Jimmy, you're too big brain for me.
Nando.
These high level sacking skills. Insane.
You can only do this if you're the highest tier of sacking. Because if he then has 1/2/2, he can rid both Aquas. Then there's only like one standby triggering deck. But let's ignore that part.
Wow, you milled a lot of clean. But he is out 6 at least.
Vince, listen. Take the genius line. Vince, listen. There's one standby in your deck, right?
Okay, so there's one of the 2/1s that gets rid of Aqua. But does he have a second out?
Doesn't look like it at the moment. If he plays the 2/2, he's also out of all his stock at the moment. And he goes to 3. And if Brandon plays another early play Aqua, that's pretty sad for him. If he loses the 2/2. Oh wait, but if he feels the 2/2 on one of the middle or right slots, it's actually super strong. So Brandon won't be able to get over it that easily, I guess.
Actually, if Vince has a full board and he spawns the 2 or plays the 2/2 here, then I don't think there's a way for Brandon to get over it unless he plays the door.
Oh, stand by. Not exactly what I meant, but I'll take this line as well.
He cannot trigger it if he has it in hand, right?
Yeah. Should have played around that, Vince. Should have had it in deck. But it's fine too. It's a level 3. Wait, is that the...
Oh, he put another witch down.
Is that the front assist?
Yeah, it is, but...
Oh, he dodges the level 1 bomb, I guess.
Yeah, but this also gives him 2 scries.
It also gives him damage. You soul, baby. Oh, well, I guess that doesn't matter if it gets cancelled. But yeah, you're right. It gives him 2 scries, which is pretty good.
Yeah, let's just go back to that aspect now that he cancelled the 2 damage.
Yeah, now that the damage doesn't matter anymore.
Okay.
Just kick it to stock. Brandon doesn't pay out anything too relevant. It's a swimsuit Megaman coming out.
So let's see. The opposite side. Wow. Wait. Oh right, the level 0 has.
Yeah, it has a condition where you can side without penalty.
Yeah, I forgot.
If you mill a level 0 character.
Yeah, because siding at that point for no damage seemed pretty weak, but it makes sense.
It is pretty good, but Brandon's still at only 2-1.
Brendan still cancels it even if he sides.
So yeah. And Brandon still has this Aqua now to smack the Scryer with, so that one will die.
6-5 and 3K.
Since it's only 6-5.
It's only 6-5, yeah.
So this is still pretty good for Brandon. Mills 4. Early play Aqua. Oh, might choose to play another one, because why not? He has the damage to heal.
Yeah, I think it's really nice to play down the Aqua since Vince is out 7. And if he sticks like the initial swing, even if Vince cries, like...
Then he already did the damage, right?
Yeah,
Let's
but...
say he directs for like 3 or something. Oh, there's still probably last Climax since Brandon stopped milling. So if that is the last Climax, there's 3 clean stock on bottom, which is pretty good for him.
I can't really tell. His waiting room is pixelated.
That's because his deck state is so bad. His deck state is all damage, but it doesn't matter because it's all clean stock. But the theory doesn't know that, Nando. The theory only goes by deck state. So I'll just play down the early play Aqua.
I think you would want to have the Aqua direct attack here.
Right? Because there's only one damage, one swing that's not affected by the scries.
Yeah.
So maybe you want to swing for 3 here on the side. And then if he cancels that, he can't scry, so it's still not that bad for you, right?
Okay, no, he's just going for the frontal here. I mean, yeah.
Oh, he's the counter. But is that enough?
It's not enough, but it gives him an additional scry before the attack goes in.
Vince loves scrying.
But I'm not sure...
But if he scries now,
I'm not sure if it was worth it to do it here.
Still takes the 2.
Yeah, it's like, imagine he cancelled that.
He gets a double scry.
Ooh,
Like Vince's deck was really bad, so
yeah.
maybe had Brandon actually directed with one of the Aquas here, he would have already gotten Vince's damage into his waiting room, denying the clock compression.
I mean, it's hard to tell, but I think it might have been worth...
Oh,
no. Out all.
So this is actually kind of the worst attack order for Brandon.
I mean...
Well, not necessarily order, but positioning, I guess.
No, I think it's okay by now, since Vince was actually all out. But I think you would have still wanted to get the attack with 3 in first.
He's letting Vince compress with all these cards, without all these cards, which is pretty bad for him.
But like not having the Aqua on the direct lane makes the attack order here kind of irrelevant, right?
Yeah, that's my bad. It's not the attack order; it's more the positioning that Brandon chose to go with here.
But yeah,
because the damage was all 2/2/2 anyways in this situation. Not even having a side option.
One, two, three.
So...
On the other hand, though, that's a lot of triggers that Vince is not getting back into his deck.
You shuffle them back. Oh,
ooh, that's the death sentence.
Damage, shot, trigger, scrying. Scrying 2 more damage. Making it unlikely that this 2 sticks, but who knows? He took a Climax's refresh damage, and now it's 4.
Oh.
What if Brandon is way smarter than me, Nando? What if this was his plan all along?
5, 6, 7.
I mean,
it's refreshing 7.
After the 2 scries and the clock not refreshing, this is really unlikely to stick, right, Jimmy?
Nando.
Jimmy, let there be justice, okay?
Nando, no.
For once, this...
There's no way this sticks, right?
No, now you're just jinxing it, fuck.
There's no way, right? Vince refreshed without all his clock. No way.
1, 2, 3.
I'll do 1, 2, 3 as well. And then for 4.
Refreshing damage.
Come on, Vince. Okay.
Cancelled on 2. So,
I'm not taking sides, but it would have been really sad for Vince to eat that 4.
You happy now, Nando? There's justice.
I mean, the game continues a bit longer.
Nando loves commentating for longer.
This might be the longest stream on ENTCG so far, right?
No, there was the one with Kun was 2 hours and 45 minutes yesterday.
Oh shit.
But actually, yeah, that one was longer. That's why Kun was angry, Nando. He said he couldn't play Maple for 2 hours and 45 minutes. He's big angry.
I mean, we just saved him money for 2 hours.
Oh, that's right. He would have spent it in the cash shop, huh? So here is the Lizard Priest. Healing down to 3-1.
It doesn't look like it. It also doesn't look like he has a climax to try something with the dwarf. Like, even if you're not comboing, maybe spawning the dwarf would be okay. Just to contest the aquas.
But he did heal. Now, we're back in the... How do we always end up in this situation where Finn's level 3 and Brandon's like early into level 2 and it's unlikely that he will die?
I mean...
So, shot trigger.
I'm not sure if that's what he wanted here, though.
Brandon playing around to shot trigger. What a beast.
He only has one shot left in deck, so he might actually not be... Oh, no.
Nando, do you see this picture quality?
Yeah, but he can get another scry. Yeah, he does take another scry.
Does he?
Going back.
I think he probably wants to, right?
I mean, the scry might not even help him that much.
You think?
I'm not sure. Kind of depends on if Brandon's actually hitting 3 or not, right? It's a bit. If Brandon sticks to 2, then maybe getting a dwarf or something else would be better.
Brandon canceling.
Because Brandon is not gonna swing for large numbers or anything, right?
You can open up direct lanes though.
I mean, yeah, that's true, I guess.
And Brandon did decide to proc the Suicider on the runner because I think it was stronger.
I kind of forgot that Goblin Slayer has to front if he has enough cards in hand.
Yeah. It's the character facing it can't decide.
Yeah.
So yeah. What do you do now if you're Brandon? You saw the double trigger.
You might try to get the Aqua early play back. Maybe with the runner if he has a climax in hand. Like he just wants to stabilize and swing for big.
Well, there's the runner from the Resonate.
Yeah, but does he have a climax? Like I think if you have the climax, you might just play the climax over grabbing the Aqua early play.
There's a drop search.
So I'm not sure. Like this waiting room is pixelated again, so I couldn't tell how many is out. But if we go by the theory, then it's looking bad for Brandon.
Brandon's not compressed on though.
No, it seems like he's in a solid spot. Finn's being 4 out,
Yeah,
and
he has the climax, so he can get back an early play Aqua.
okay.
It's exactly like you said, no.
But I'm still not sure, like at this position, if it's better to grab the Aqua instead of just playing the climax. This stabilizes board, I guess, and forces Vince to not be able to play around the counter.
Wait, he's not cleaning. Oh wait, that thing's 12k. He can't clean it up.
That thing is strong.
He can't clean it up without climax, without the door specifically.
Swinging for
4. Oh no! Oh no!
I mean, there's no
Double
real
scry?
way it dies here, right? He has double scry.
Yeah, but if Brandon sticks to 1,
If
it causes awkward things for him. Like he can't clock. He might die if he doesn't have a healer, and there's a healer in damage. Wait.
Ooh.
Oh my! Imagine if Brandon hit with the Suicider. Oh no!
This is for 2.
Wow.
GG.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, all good.
I wanted to say, like, if Brandon sticks to 1 here, then the double scry just digs for the climax. But
I can't believe
Brandon
Vince
being the
died to
OP
this.
player triggers.
This was already a misplay. I should have attacked in the center here, so I have the highest power.
Yeah,
That
I was
was
thinking
already-
that as
I
well.
can't
that was already
believe
a mistake.
Vince
And then I
died
already
to
started attacking,
this.
I'm like, oh, whatever. Molding.
Wow.
But all good.
Okay, Nando, let's go into the
I don't think I've-
Discord.
I don't think I've ever played these.
I have to unmute myself.
Yeah,
1 sec.
That's actually the out to my deck. The
Yeah,
3-5 level zeros, and as long as I don't have my witch, they kind of beat everything that I have. Because I need to make
Yeah.
sure you.
Did the chat have questions, Jimmy?
One on board
Nah,
to
only
decide
meme
it.
question.
But
Yeah,
if you
exactly.
try lane that and kill,
It was as expected, to be honest.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like in the last game, it didn't really come to it. But
In a way, I am. I'm
I'm
happy I predicted that, but
Yeah,
ask Brandon his heart
like,
rate
it's-
because he's wearing a Fitbit.
that one, oh my goodness! I was like, wait, why am I taking so much damage?
Oh sure, I'll give you that one. I'll ask Brandon his heart rate.
That's what you trigger too. It's like, oh man.
Yeah, especially on the first deck, I was like, it's livable. Then
Do
I
we
just
go in,
looked at
Jimmy?
it, and
Yeah.
it's like,
Let's go.
never mind. Never mind.
Hello,
Even that
friends.
cancel on 4, I was like, oh,
Hey.
scary.
You
Oh,
guys.
I have to put up your volume again.
Me? All of
No,
us?
no,
Oh, no,
it's,
no,
uh,
no.
They
it's
have
on my
put ours
side.
up, yeah.
It's on my side. So yeah, that's
Yep.
yeah.
The-
I
This
was,
is pretty interesting, but
I think the games were pretty interesting, but I think we got robbed of a nice ending here. Brandon's
Yeah.
just like, yeah, get me out of here. I'm just gonna kill you for no reason,
Yeah.
even though you have double scry on field.
yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
it's ridiculous.
it actually looked
Even-
like. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say, I think like even me canceling exactly on 4, that was already good enough. I was like, well, I was not expecting that.
Yeah, like that final attack, I was actually thinking of how Brandon being forced to attack for 1 would give you the chance to grab your climax with the scries. But then he just
I
triggered
already
and finished the game.
I was holding it already since like
Okay.
turn 2 or something. So, I've been
Yeah,
holding
I'm
it.
not sure if what I did was correct. I like went 3-3, and then if the 3 stuck and then you scried and left it on top, I could poke with the 1 or something.
No, for sure. But like, I was even considering if, like, I was like, do I keep 1 on top just to bait you out? And I'm like, no.
Yeah,
I'm gonna die.
that's
just-
always in my mind as well. I have
Yeah,
to like forget that that's an option.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, whatever. I'd rather just natural cancel it. But
I guess
Not
after
in my
I triggered, all it took was me to trigger again.
And then
Yeah.
triggered.
Let's see if the chat had any questions for you guys.
I have some questions, I guess. So, Brandon, do you think you could have done something different in game 1? Because it seemed like you were in a pretty good situation, and then I think you got into some awkward moment where you.
I think he shouldn't have died that last turn. He definitely shouldn't have died.
I think you couldn't or didn't have access to early play aquas or something. And then you were like, I don't remember how much damage you were actually at, but then you just suddenly died.
Yeah. I mean, as soon as I leave a board where he can like side over,
Right.
and I can't foreclosure as well, that's kind of difficult. But Aqua works twofold like that because it wins board against most things and also incentivizes front of things.
So,
But yeah, I didn't get enough. I think both of the other games I managed to field multiples and keep like looping them.
Yeah, going into game 2, that was one of the things Jimmy and I discussed, where you should just try to overplay characters to get multiple aquas off, and we
Yeah.
were happy to see that, I guess.
Yeah, that definitely counts as what I try to do with my deck. As long as I don't have my witch back row, I can't beat over it.
Mm.
Uh,
did your mindset change from game 1 into game 2, or is that something you were actually planning to do in game 1, just couldn't, or?
Yeah, something I was planning to do game 1. I mean, going into each of these games, having being like open deck list and everything, I could take some time to prepare beforehand, and I don't think it's right to change your plan mid set. So, yeah.
For Hatsu, I think I slightly overheard you guys after game 2, but you were pretty low for me, so I'm not sure. But that finishing turn where you opted to side twice and then like try to finish with the burns, and then just scoop because you realized you didn't have the range anymore. Was
yeah,
it not?
I completely misplayed. I should have fronted the second attack here because there's no way I win even if I hit 5 with this.
Yeah.
With my burn. And I already declared, and I was like, oh, it's too late.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it should have been front here. Front, then this is whatever. Just attack and then resolve the effect. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We were just wondering if you didn't realize.
No, I tunnel vision. Like when I attacked, I tunnel vision realized that I was on 3-6, and I was like, I'm an idiot. And I was like, wait, wait, why am I doing this? and then because of that, I forgot about this already, and I was like, oh, big misplay. But
yeah. Someone in chat was asking Brandon for his heart rate.
All right, Brandon, what's your heart rate?
Oh, that's my heart rate.
Because you're wearing a Fitbit.
I'm wearing a Fitbit, yeah. It's like 128 right now. Don't you see that?
That's pretty high, actually.
Yeah, I'm really nervous on stream, man.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything noticeable that happened. It was like game 1, Brandon died out of nowhere. But which is something that can happen with the deck with Vince's deck, since the range is insane. And then afterwards, we did notice that game 3 was like a lot closer in damage, up to like level 2, where Vince suddenly went to 3 and you stuck at level 2 for the rest of the game.
But yeah, I think I cancelled much more effectively. Yeah. I stole your cancel.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Like even it was also it was in game 3. I was all out of standby as well, so there was no tempo advantage that I could gain at all in that game because I can't really cycle my deck fast enough to go through and try and get standbys again. So it was a bit late in that sense.
Yeah, we were also joking a bit that every game we watch, you're always out of standbys first, and then start canceling with the shots.
Yeah. Oh, it feels bad. I was thinking of keeping it in my opening hand, but I was like, it's really, really bad to it was such a bad hand to keep it in. Because I was considering either keep standby or keep the level 1 bomb. And I was like, it seems bad. If I open with no zeros, as long as I keep Konosuba, but his level 0 game is stronger than mine, so I can't really do anything.
Yeah.
I was so happy when you didn't show the 3-5. I was like, oh, you didn't show 3-5, and then your Akatsuki found it. I was like, oh no, it's over. It's over.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, Vince, your overall thoughts about the deck and how it does in the meta. Also, I noticed that I think you're the only one playing standby Goblin Slayer. I think the other 3 are like some mix of door pans.
Yeah. I feel like it. Well, I mean, I feel like very few people do play standby shot in general, or even just standby in general. But I wouldn't say it's insanely good. I mean, I just brought it because I wanted to have something fun on stream. But like, I don't know. I just wanted to play a deck that doesn't really have like a concrete level 1 combo that pluses, because I see a lot of people that heavily incentivizes like playing level 1 combo, which is obviously good, but because of the way the meta works, you have now everyone is warping into like playing like all these like clean cards, or not clean cards, sorry, like the runners and stuff, so you can't really resolve on reverse stuff in general. But I think the top end for like Goblin Slayer, like with the Lizard, is really, really good. Like I'm gonna stop playing as soon as Memory Snow comes out because it kind of does nothing.
Betrayal.
But yeah, like I think the fact that you can double dwarf combo with only 6 stock is pretty nuts. Like, like that's insanely free. And if you have 8 stock and already have one of these, you can double combo pretty easily. So it's like, as long as your opponent is like at, I think the highest I've ever killed someone is from 1-5 or 2-2, and it's like the fact that he can even kill at that range is pretty insane.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Are there any changes you would make to this deck? If you could change your deck
100%,
right now?
100%. I would cut this instead of playing 4. It becomes another Leafer counter, and my 3rd runner will become a Cowgirl Pia, and I think that's about it. Everything else, more or less, probably stays the same.
Okay. And what did you think about this matchup specifically going in? Did you think you were favored or not favored, or
me?
Yeah.
Me? Really unfavored. I mean, I can't beat Foreclosure, so I have to definitely side to
Yeah.
do any of my combat. And like I have a slight tempo advantage when I call out my 2/2. Like being 9k means his union shouldn't be able to kill it unless I somehow lose another one of my like lanes. But even 8k, I should still be able to resolve it. But yeah, the 2 cards that he's showing us, the 2 cards that I dread. Like I don't want to see the swimsuit, and then the one game he showed 3 swimsuits. I'm like, no, why?
Oh yeah, that was
And then-
incredibly lucky actually.
That's pretty
Yeah,
funny.
when you triple swimsuit, and I'm like, oh, I don't mind going to level 1. Actually, if you stuck me at level 0, I'm like, I literally have no answer to this card. But except for these 2, and then I think that's about it. And then level 3, I'm kind of spooked by like the Foreclosure plus Fumio effect, but that's really I just want to close out the game before that even happens, most likely, like ideally. But yeah, it seems pretty hard. But either way, even this verse, or even Matt, the previous player that you versed, he also has a stock shuffle. So I was like, both of them are not ideal, but Foreclosure is worse.
It's that causes me problems with Fate. Like otherwise, on paper it's probably about right, but
Yeah,
yeah,
the fact that it's a
stock
backup
comes with that,
ruins my
makes
whole
sense.
combo. So I'm like, yeah, feels a bit bad. But I've only ever played the matchup once before, and I mean before testing, but like in normal locals, and like I feel like maybe the people that I versed were not as wise, and they would just never play it, or they would just never prioritize holding it. So some kind of like, yeah, and I'm like, after the first game, I was like, yeah, I'm like, okay, I'll respect you, and I can't really out you for no reason. I decided that game. Unlucky.
Yeah. I took a look at the bracket, and this was the last game for Vince, so you're out of the tournament as far as I see.
Yes.
For Brandon,
Well, you just gotta throw it at him like that, huh? You just gotta do him like
No,
that,
no,
Nando. Okay.
Ian did it to me. No.
Oh, okay. This is Nando's little revenge. Sorry, Vince.
But Brandon is
It's all good.
playing either David or Koen, which is a match later tonight.
No.
Or
Oh, is that right?
Brandon's playing Hatsu.
is Brandon
Yeah.
playing
Yeah.
Hatsu already? Oh, right.
Yeah,
no,
he's
he
not-
is.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Never mind. So once he beat
like
Hatsu, he
one
plays
game
one.
later, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually the third Australian I've played in a
Yeah,
row.
Brandon. I just wanted to say Brandon's fighting all of Australia.
Okay.
No, at least it's good because that means I don't have to verse my own friend. So means it can make it easier. Because I was thinking like, how would I? Because he plays the Mocha combo, and I'm like, I don't know how I reveal my top deck, and then how can I not look, and then I can resolve Leaf for counter. I'm like, it's gonna be awkward. I'm like, maybe we
It
play in
really
person.
is.
But now you solve the issue by killing me.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I think Hatsu's on Bang Dream.
Mm.
So what do you think about that going into that match, Brandon?
Well, if I remember correctly, he's using bread, but he's not using the Aristofumio, right?
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, so that's one thing I'd normally be pretty scared of, but I guess I don't have to be so concerned for that. It feels like we'd just both kind of just be swinging at each other and not really interacting with each other. So whoever plays solitaire the best wins.
Oh no.
That's my first impression anyway.
Solitaire. Okay.
Maybe there's something I can do. I haven't had a chance to prepare yet.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem like the matchup is all that special.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's mostly just doing your own thing, and whoever does it best should come out ahead.
Okay. Then moving into the closing section, I guess, unless you have more questions, Nando.
No, there's also nothing in chat.
Chat only loves memeing, to be honest. So
That's true.
Is there any shout outs you guys wanna do? Starting with you,
Uh,
Vince.
I prepared the piece of paper for this.
Oh, here we go.
Am I on the left side or the right side?
You're on the left side.
So it should be like this, right?
No, he's on the right side. On
Oh
stream.
wait, it's Brandon. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, so it's like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It's my shop's new online website and on my Twitter handle.
This hard.
Follow me for terrible content.
This hard prep.
I'll leave that there for a bit.
Nice.
This hard prep.
You should
okay.
rotate it, by the way, because.
Oh,
no,
sorry.
no, that's right.
It's
That's
good,
right.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
It's perfect. Sorry.
I have
you're
the stream preview on.
I guess I'll shout out the same people I did last time. there's 4 people that helped me put the deck together. Cobain, he has like at least 40 of these cards of his.
I think we saw him in the chat.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's Liam McVeigh and Sam Watson. They helped me put together like the more expensive parts. They lent me 2 of these Mega Men, including the SP. So I was pretty brave of him to ship me an SP just to borrow.
Ooh.
Oh,
And,
that's why you made it this far. I see.
Yeah,
The flex, the flex.
Ah,
It's power of friendship.
yeah, you need some more SPs next time, Finn. You would
I
have
do.
won. I guarantee it.
Yeah, no regret. Well, I just borrowed this as well, so just a pile of borrowed cards last minute. But yeah,
I guess also people helped me test Sam, Lee, Alex, and Luke for hopefully waking up to actually see this game.
But it's like, wait, what time is it now?
yeah, isn't it in the afternoon?
Yeah, he is incredibly broken.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
I mean, there were people spamming hashtag #TooCoolCult. So I hope he's one of them.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
Oh, he says I'm up.
Oh, he's up. Okay. Yeah, that's about it, I think.
Yeah. And Vince?
Just shout out to Good Game Chatswood and Good Game Central. I also playtested with a couple of people, including Hudsu and Matt and a couple other people as well, just before this match and also throughout the game. But that's about it. And shout out to all the people that I've versed on Discord practicing. That's about it.
It's hard prep A4. Okay.
I think Jimmy needs to shout out someone as well.
Also shout out to Ian for the games, this whole event.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from us, we're just shouting out NovaTCG, I guess, for your Japanese singles. And what else? I can shout out Ian again, but it doesn't do much. No more shout outs for you, Ian. That's enough. Yeah, I guess that's it. Later tonight, there's some more games. I think it's Kun against Afida on ENTCG, and I'm not sure what the other games are on the other channels, but you can find it in the Reddit mega thread. That's it for me.
Yeah. Thank you guys for the games, and thanks for the people watching.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Good thing.